Light. There was the idea of light. Before there was the world, there was the idea of the world. And before there was a God, there was the idea of God. Across history, across continents, across minds, we have conjured, feared, loved, rejected, and reimagined God in countless forms. Some have found him in the thunder. Some have found her in the quiet beating of the human heart. And some have looked into the silence and found nothing at all. Today, we will walk through the different conceptions of God, from the personal and intimate, to the cosmic and impersonal, to the radical rejections that still echo with divinity. For billions, God is a person, not flesh and blood, but a conscious being, a mind, a will, a heart. This is the God of Abraham, who speaks, who commands, who rewards, who punishes. The God who parts seas, writes on stone, and walks in gardens in the cool of the day. A God who is, above all, relationship. The personal God listens when you cry. He answers prayers, even if the answer is silence. He loves you and demands that you love him in return. But with this intimacy comes a problem philosophers have wrestled with for centuries. If God is all-loving and all-powerful, why does evil exist? The problem of evil shakes this vision. And yet, for many, this God is the most human because he is the most like us. He feels, he acts, he cares. Some traditions saw God differently, not as a person, but as the mind of the universe itself. This is Spinoza's God, the God who is not a king ruling over creation, but the totality of creation itself. The laws of physics? God. The turning of the seasons? God. Your thoughts, my thoughts, the orbit of stars, the decay of atoms, all part of the same eternal substance. In this view, God does not choose. God does not intervene. God does not love or hate, because God is everything, and everything is necessary. It is a vision both freeing and terrifying. You're never outside of God, but you will never meet him for coffee. For the mystics, even calling God God was too small. They spoke of the ineffable, the God beyond words, beyond thought, beyond being itself. In Christianity, this is the via negativa, the way of saying what God is not, because our human concepts fail before the infinite. The Hindu Brahman and the Buddhist Dharmakaya share this sense. God, or ultimate reality, cannot be captured in a definition. It is not a thing at all, but the boundless ground of all things. To encounter this God is not to meet a person, but to dissolve. Some reject God entirely, but in doing so, they still shape the idea of God. For Nietzsche, God is dead was not a celebration of atheism, but a warning. When the old God falls, the values he upheld crumble too. The death of God leaves a void, and we must face it. For Camus, the silence of God is simply the human condition. The universe will not answer, and so we must create meaning ourselves. In killing God, humanity does not escape him. We inherit his responsibility. And then there is the God who is not outside, not above, not beyond, but within. The Quakers speak of the inner light. The Upanishads whisper, Atman is Brahman. Your deepest self is one with ultimate reality. Here, prayer becomes introspection. The temple is your own consciousness. And salvation is self-realization. God has been a king, a clockmaker, a lover, a mind, a void, a voice within. Perhaps all are true, perhaps none. But the search for God, in the stars, in the scriptures, in the silence, is also the search for ourselves. And maybe that has been the point all along. The question is, what do you see when you say the word God? If this stirred something in you, walk with us deeper, subscribe, and let's keep asking the questions most people fear.